What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be installing an intake horn and a PCV reroute on my truck. Now, I was reading online that sometimes when you add this mod that it gives your truck more whistle. So today we're going to do some before and after clips to see if this actually gives your truck more whistle. Now over here, I ordered a turbo intake horn and a PCV reroute from Whirly. Now this intake horn right here, I actually brought used off of one of my buddies. It's already gold powder coated, and I'm not sure if I'm going to stick with this color powder coating or not, but we're just going to install it for the time being. Already got the gasket and stuff on there. And over here, I haven't opened it yet, we have the Whirly PCV reroute hose. Let's get this open. So in here we have the PCV reroute hose. This is actually the cap, I guess, if you have the factory turbo intake horn. I didn't know it came with that. And this is the hose right here. So we're gonna go ahead and get this all installed and get some before and after clips and see if it actually gives your truck more whistle or not. Also too, guys, I've been messing with my camera settings, so this video I'm gonna edit in a different way. Let me know if the quality comes out better. Let me know down below. Alright, so now I'm going to take the truck out and get you guys a sound clip of what it sounds like with the stock intake horn on there. I'm not sure if it's actually going to make a difference or not. We'll see if we can actually notice a difference. So go ahead now, take it out, and I'll get some before clips. Then we'll come back and install the new intake horn. So now that we're back and you guys know what it sounds like with the stock intake horn in place, I'm actually going to do this outside today because it's such a nice day. And yeah, I'm going to go ahead and enjoy the weather. But I'm going to hop up here and show you guys. The intake horn's right down in here. It's really hard to get to, the two bolts. So I'm going to go ahead and here and pull off all the stock intake tubes and get rid of the resonator for now so to clear up some more room. Then I may have to pull the AC compressor because it's really hard to get to these bolts. So we'll see when that time comes. But yeah, we'll go ahead now and pull that stuff off and we'll get started on it. Okay, so now that we got that bolt pulled out right there and this clamp loose, this is gonna go ahead like this. Just slips up and just wiggle and twist it. Pulls right out like that. Set that to the side. Now we're gonna go ahead here and just remove these two pipes here. And you know, it gives better access to the intake horn down there. So I'm gonna go ahead and here now pull this stuff off because it gives more access. Loosen this up a little bit more. Go ahead and yank that. Comes off like that. Set that to the side. Go ahead here and pull this off. Alright, so this is a better view of what it looks like with all the piping pulled off. I'm getting some better access to it now. I'm going to have to pull this resonator bracket off here. Then I'm probably going to have to unbolt the AC compressor and slide it backwards. If you had a swivel socket, you'd probably get it in there. But if you drop that bolt, you're kind of screwed. And I don't feel like fishing it out for 5 hours, so it'd just be best to unbolt this AC compressor, slide it back. You got to take the serpentine belt off down here. So once that slides back, you'll have really good access to that bolt. We'll just take it off, bolt the new one on, and we'll be good to go. Alright, so I have to get the resonator off. There's two bolts that hold this bracket to the AC compressor, and just pull up on this, like this. Just pops right off. Just go ahead and here and loop it over here, somewhere out of the way. Okay, so once you get the resonator bracket off here that bolts the AC compressor, you actually have access now to the 4 AC compressor bolts. But before you loosen these, you want to loosen up the serpentine belt system. So you can take a 1/2-inch ratchet down here, put it on the tensioner, loosen that. Then you're going to pull the belt off the AC compressor, just drop it down. Then the AC compressor, you can loosen these 4 bolts, pull this whole compressor back. Then you have prime access to your turbo horn right here. It's best to do this when you have all this off in the first place. But I didn't have the intake horn, so now it's kind of a pain, but we're going to get it done. Alright, so we got the serpentine belt loose now. What you want to do is on the AC compressor, loosen this bolt back here first on the left-hand side. Because that's the hardest bolt to get to. And when the whole compressor starts getting tension on the front, you just want to make sure that one's nice and loose. Trust me, it makes the job a lot easier. So crack that one loose. Loosen these other 3. Then the compressor will just slide right forward. then we can access this bolt a lot easier. Okay, so once you get all 4 AC compressor bolts all the way off, you're just gonna grab the compressor like this, slide it out of the way, just like so. Now you can really get into that bolt. And that bolt, you're still gonna need a swivel socket, but it makes getting to the bolts a lot easier. It's 2 13mm bolts, but you're gonna need a swivel socket like this to be able to get in there and loosen them, just because it's a really weird angle. Alright, so now that I got those 2 bolts loosened, you're gonna wanna pull this PCV hose off the top of the intake horn, like so. Be very careful, because this band right here, this clamp, does not come off. You just gotta pull on it really hard. So now we got that off, very carefully pull this out without losing the bolts attached to it. Then boom, you have the stock intake horn out. Direct access to the turbo now. I'm gonna compare the stock one to the 3.5-inch Royale one that I have. Then we'll go ahead and get the new one installed here. This is the comparison between the 3.5-inch one and the stock one. As you can see, this one's just nice, has a nice little curve to it. This one's all like weird bended and oddly shaped. And even the inside, you get that super deep curve at the bottom. This one you can see right through like that, so it's gonna allow for a lot better flow. This comes with a stud like this, with the new intake horn. You wanna take the short end of this, as you can see. Flip the camera around here. There's a long end and a short end. You wanna just thread the short end into the turbocharger down there. As you can see, I already have one in there. You're just gonna take the short end like this, screw it in, and hand tight. It's just enough, so get it like this. Once it bottoms out, just get it as tight as you can get it by hand. And now you got the 2 new studs there. So now we'll just install the new intake horn and we'll be good to go. You're gonna take your supplied gasket that they give you. This one's used, there's already a gasket in here and it looks in good shape, so I'm just gonna reuse it. So you're just gonna take that, slide it in there, and then you're gonna go throw this onto the 2 studs under the hood, tighten these 2 bolts, and you're officially installed. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead now, slide this in here. Just be very careful because it's powder coated, and you don't want to mess that up. So just like that, and boom, you have your new intake horn installed. Go ahead, put the 2 new bolts on each side, tighten them down, and then we'll just get the AC compressor and all that back on. Throw the stock piping back on for the air box, and we'll be good to go. And what I forgot to mention too is this is the 17 through 19 intake horn. I just got everything mounted up now in here, and it looks like it's all gonna work out correctly. I forgot to mention that at the beginning of the video, but everything's, this is actually in and installed. It's got to install the AC compressor and get the serpentine belt back on, but it actually fits real good and not running into any fitment issues. So that's good to see that this is actually gonna work. So we officially got that intake horn in now. Now we just gotta install this PCV reroute hose. This is some pretty beefy, thick hose. So I'm gonna show you guys real quick on how you rotate the existing PCV port. Basically, the benefit of this PCV reroute is that originally it takes that PCV port from that little box there and routes it back into your intake horn, which runs it back through your turbo, and it just runs it through your intercooler, all that oil and mist, and you don't want that. You just want all that oil going back out to the ground. It's just gonna cause issues down the road if you have it that way. Apparently you can pick up some pretty big horsepower gains and stuff like that. I'm not looking for that. I'm just looking for longevity of my engine. This is where it went right here from this box right here into the stock intake horn. Now you're just gonna take this hose right here, rotate it 180 so it goes up over this pipe. Then we'll just fish your hose down and out there. So as you can see now, we got this rotated. It has one of these clamps on here that you can't adjust. So you just want to grab the hose like this and just twist it down at near the base right here. Get it going down this way. Now we're gonna go ahead and hook up the existing Worley PCV reroute hose, clamp it on, and we'll be good to go. So I'm just gonna take this little clamp off here because I can't get the hose on all the way. The new kit came with an actual hose clamp. So just pull that off. Take this, slide it on. Perfect, all the way on. Just gonna take this clamp right here now, tighten that up. PCV reroute, I have it going right down through there. Then I have it snaked down right over here in the side of the truck underneath. You can see it dangling right there kind of by the torsion bar. Just for now, I'm probably gonna put a catch can on there, trim that hose at some point, just clean it up, make it look real good. Now that we got everything installed, let's head out now and see if it actually makes a sound difference. Some people say it does make a sound difference, some people say it doesn't, but we're gonna find out here firsthand. We made it home from the test drive and we're back in the garage now. I'm actually very impressed on how much whistle it added to the truck. It's actually a very noticeable tone difference. One more thing I want to talk about really quick, since you guys stuck around, is this PCV reroute hose from Whirly. Let me pull it back out and show you guys what I'm talking about really quick. This is Whirly's PCV reroute hose right here. I just want to talk about that really quick. I actually brought the intake horn used off one of my buddies, like I said at the beginning of the video. I went online and brought this PCV reroute hose. It ended up running me $80. Now I know that's a lot of money. I just could have went to the auto parts store and brought the hose and matched it up and blah, blah, blah. But I actually want to do that for you guys, get the actual specs from Whirly's hose, then just get you guys the dimensions and everything, the fittings on what you need. If you end up ever doing something like this to your truck, that you have all the information and the correct specs on the hose. So I'm gonna go ahead right here real quick and measure it up. All right, so I just measured the hose out. I'm coming up with about 4 feet long. So you'll need a 4 foot long hose at, I'm pretty sure it's a 1 inch diameter hose, but let's just double check it real quick. Yep, about 1 inch diameter hose. I'm just gonna measure the existing PCV hose right there so you can get the adapter and merge the two together. You need 1 heater core clamp, and yeah, it's all the parts you'll need. I guarantee you can buy this probably for $10 to $12 online or at the auto parts store. Like I said, I paid $80, but I just paid that money to get the measurements off it to help you guys save some money. I meant to do this at the beginning of the video. Totally went over my head, but no harm, no foul. This is a really simple install. Let's pull this back apart here like this. So I just measured this existing hose right here. I'm coming up with about 7/8 diameter. So you'll need a 7/8 in diameter to 1 inch adapter just like this to merge the two together. And yeah, you can get your PCV reroute for probably $10 to $15, I would say. And just to clear things up, if you're gonna buy that intake horn new, just go ahead and order the PCV reroute with it, because it's only $10 to $15 more. This cheaper option I was talking about, matching a hose up, is more for someone like myself that brought a used one, or someone that's just looking to retain their stock intake horn. I'm gonna wrap this video up here. If you like what you saw, be sure to comment, like, and subscribe. It really helps the channel out. We're almost at 10,000 subscribers, and I couldn't be more grateful for each and every one of you guys. I'll see y'all in the next video. Take care. It's